There's a lot of stuff you can do at the lake. Fishing, paddleboarding, kayaking, sunbathing, swim with sharks, swim in poisonous waters. Wait, what? Well, that turned dark pretty quickly. I guess all I'm saying is choose your lakes wisely and try not to dip your toes into these 10 most horrifying mysterious lakes in the world. What's up, Facnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Stay all the way till the end to find out which lake turns animals into stone. We kid you not. Let's dive right in. Number 10, the Bottomless Lake. Tucked within the Russian Caucasus Mountains is a lake called Cherikal, which literally translates to rotten due to the water's unpleasant smell. Turns out the lake's color and odor are results of the high concentration of hydrogen sulfide in the water, which also makes it uninhabitable. The lake is estimated to be 10,000 years old. Its water comes from an underground source and through cracks in its stone walls. Water temperature here remains at 9 degrees Celsius regardless of the weather. Locals have always believed the lake to be bottomless until an expedition in 2016 finally put an end to the rumors. Researchers measured its depth at 279 meters. That's as deep as 3 Statue of Liberties piled one on top of the other. They also discovered an underwater cave system that seemed to go deeper, and as one technical diver puts it, in terms of difficulty, it might be compared to flying to the moon. Elon Musk, you might want to look into this one. Keep watching because Medusa's got nothing on our number 1 entry. That lake looks straight out of Greek mythology. Number 9, Shark-Infested Lake. Our next destination is both Lake Placid and Jaws rolled into one. Considered the largest lake in Central America, Lake Nicaragua is known for being home to a number of sharks despite being a freshwater lake. But how did this happen? Apparently in the late 1960s, researchers discovered that bull sharks actually traveled from the Caribbean Sea into Lake Nicaragua through the San Juan River, which connects the two bodies of water. Bull sharks are known for their aggressive and unpredictable behavior, but don't worry because according to reports, the sharks don't live in areas frequented by tourists. Number 8, Lake of Death. There's a lot to explore on the exotic island of Sicily in Italy. Amazing landscapes, lush Mediterranean views, and mouth-watering cuisine. But the island has something in store for dark tourists too. Located in the province of Catania is one of the most dangerous reservoirs in the world, the Lake of Death. This lake is completely deserted and there are no signs of life whatsoever in its murky waters. It also reeks of a smell reminiscent of the underworld. Not that I've been there, Orpheus. Due to its high concentration of sulfuric acid, this means that it can virtually dissolve a lot of things, including human bodies. You know, Breaking Bad style.
Melting bodies.
In fact, rumor has it that the Sicilian mafia threw the bodies of their victims here. The lake sure lives up to its name. Number 7, Underwater Forest. The Kayindi Lake in Kazakhstan was formed after an earthquake caused a landslide in 1911, creating a natural dam which was filled up when water from the valley overflowed. These eerie-looking wooden spears that jut out of the water are preserved trunks from trees that drowned in the lake. Amazingly, they managed to maintain their needles for more than a century. Dive into its waters and you'll be rewarded with a scenic view of a haunting underwater forest. During the winter, the lake freezes over and some people say it's like stepping into a real-life Disney film. Yeah, I can imagine Elsa breaking into song here.
Let it go, let it go.
Number 6, Dragon in the Lake. At first sight, the Lake Brosno in Russia immediately gives off otherworldly vibes. For years, a lot of boats have capsized here and people mysteriously disappeared in its waters. Locals believe that the strange occurrences are caused by the lake's resident monster called the Brosno Dragon. Eyewitness accounts describe the beast being about 16 feet long, sporting a tail and a huge mouth capable of swallowing boats. The legend dates back to the 13th century when it allegedly scared a group of horsemen that were about to attack Russia. But despite multiple sightings of the underwater dragon, no one has provided any concrete evidence. Experts tried to decode the bizarre phenomena in Lake Brosno, theorizing that one of the fractures at the bottom of the lake might be hiding a volcano, and an eruption could be releasing clouds of deadly gas which kills both animals and people. The bubbling water from this natural occurrence might have led ancient people to believe that it came from a monster. Number 5. The Vortex. This jaw-dropping vortex in the middle of the water seems like a portal to another dimension. The surreal lake is called Covao dos Concos, found in the Serra da Estrela mountains in Portugal. This vortex is neither a natural phenomenon nor the work of aliens, but a rather marvelous feat of engineering. The artificial lake was created in 1955 to transport water to nearby communities, and this spillway serves as a funnel that leads the water through a long tunnel. With no nearby facilities in sight, this giant hole sure looks more like a natural wonder than an infrastructure project. Number 4. The Killer Lake. Lake Nyos in northwestern Cameroon sits on a crater of what was once thought to be an inactive volcano, but it was later dubbed the Killer Lake after it killed nearly 1,800 people and 3,000 domestic animals in one night. In August of 1986, a rumbling noise was heard near the lake's vicinity. Geologists hypothesized that an earthquake or volcanic eruption at the bottom of the lake caused the release of about 1.6 million tons of carbon dioxide onto the surface. The white, translucent cloud of gas traveled 15 miles through the air and descended into the surrounding valleys, rendering people and animals unconscious and eventually killing them with highly toxic levels of carbon dioxide. Number 3. Polka dot pools. Trypophobes, meet your worst nightmare. The Kliluk, also known as the Spotted Lake, is a strange body of water found between two valleys at British Columbia's desert. Its unique natural formation is caused by the lake water evaporating during the summer, leaving spots of concentrated materials such as magnesium sulfate, calcium, and sodium sulfates. The mystical pool's shapes and colors also change as concentrations shift. In centuries past, this site was considered a sacred place for healing by the Okanagan Nation. According to native beliefs, each circle holds its own medicinal properties. The lake is also surrounded by rock piles which indicate traditional graves. Okay, I think I've seen enough of this lake. It's seriously making my skin crawl. Number 2. Frozen bubbles of fart. I said fart. Whatever you do not attempt to pop these bubbles.
You have been warned.
The artificial Abraham Lake in the Canadian Rockies attracts photographers and nature observers alike during the cold season because of its winter jewels, these frozen bubbles suspended within the clear blue water. But do you know what's trapped inside those IG-worthy bubbles? Methane gas! Organisms below the lake eat dead matter and release methane, which then floats to the surface and turns into white blobs upon contact with cold water. And while the fart bubbles are a stunning sight, as you know, methane is highly flammable. If you happen to be holding a lighter when one of these bubbles is accidentally released, you're bound to have a blast, literally. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app's settings. Number 1. The Petrifying Lake. These are actual photos of animals that were mummified and seemingly turned into stones after landing on a lake in northern Tanzania. Nope, the lake doesn't have Medusa-like powers that turn gazers into stones, nor does it hold a magical spell. Lake Natron is simply a salt lake where water flows in but has nowhere to flow out. The only way it escapes is through evaporation, leaving high concentrations of salt and minerals in its wake. The water is also extremely alkaline. The water's pH levels have been measured at 10.5, nearly as high as ammonia, and it can burn the skin and eyes of animals that aren't adapted to it. The highly reflective water fools migrating birds into thinking they are flying into open space, and so they crash and die on the lake, and the sodium carbonate deposits act as excellent preservatives. At first they were afraid, then they were petrified.
Kept thinking I could never live.
But they will not survive. Their calcified carcasses washed up along the coastline where photographer Nick Brandt saw them. He gathered some of the mummified remains and arranged them into lifelike positions, producing these exquisitely eerie photos. So, which of these lakes would you absolutely avoid? Let us know in the comments section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or by clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? Can't get enough of natural wonders? Then don't miss our countdown of the 10 most incredible underwater discoveries ever. Till then, stay adventurous, Factnetics, and see you in the next video!